I don't know. I probably jumped into 3 different stories that you were going to cover.
Quite all right.
And I fucking ruined your podcast, probably.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Hey, you should just redo the intro. Podcast ruiner Mike Vecchione is here. Hey, Mike, would you like to chime in and fuck everything up for our listeners?
No worries. We got
drinking coffee.
We got time.
You guys are drinking coffee like cops.
We are.
That's unnerving.
How?
Yeah.
You guys went to Dunkin' Donuts. You look like undercovers.
I just have
and
like
now
a
you come in
binder
and tell me this is
I'm wearing a
entrapment.
purple tracksuit.
I know that's what a mobster would. That's what a guy who was pretending to mobster would, pretending to be a mobster would wear. And I think this is you guys should have a segment called The Wiretap, where you try to entrap me in things that maybe I've done in my life.
Okay.
You know? I'm pitching ideas. I have no idea what I'm doing with my own podcast, but I'm very good at letting other people know what they should do with their podcast.
I mean, you totally have our blessing to be another mafia podcast.
Well, then we would have to have a war.
That
we would eventually go to war.
Good for ratings, right?
Are you sure you want that?
I don't want it. We'd have to have a sit down, which is the name of your podcast.
Yeah.
Mine would be called Stand Up, guys. Sit down and stand up. We'd have some kind of a rival podcast.
We'd have different factions, and we would encourage our listeners to kill your listeners.
Well, I'd have the crew of Gas Digital behind me.
Right.
So you would have to deal with Tim Dillon coming out. You turn around, Legion of Skanks is on your corner. Like, you don't want all that trouble.
Right. Louis J. Gomez.
Louis J. Gomez, the Puerto Rican rattlesnake. Big J. Ogerson.
That's not
Dave
a war.
Smith.
That's not a war that we want. Yeah.
With his political viewpoints.
Yeah. Unless Matt just surprises us and turns and just wipes them all out like
I'm just like
in a weekend or something.
Somehow.
Yeah. Just from being bullied too much.
Yeah, you know what?
You know what we do? Digital.
You know what we do in a podcast war?
Yeah.
We would get to your boy, and then he would hit you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
He would hit you.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, we'd order him to hit you.
Yeah.
We'd get him in. We'd promise him a high-ranking spot, and then he would take you to dinner one night, and then you'd never be heard from again.
Just in the parking lot.
That's how we do.
Yeah.
We clean it up real nice.
Right.
Real nice and clean.
Right.
You know what's coming, though.
Yeah.
No, he wouldn't know it was coming. That's why it's his best friend who does it. I assume you guys are best friends.
We're pretty close.
Yeah. Well, you're doing a podcast together.
We share women sometimes.
Do you?
Well, I forgot to tell you, I fucked Shelby.
Oh my God! See, that's a reason to flip.
Dude, that sucks.
That's a reason to flip.
Yeah.
Can I bring it back to the
I'm
podcast?
so mad at you.
Can I bring it back? Sure. Can I bring it back to the podcast though?
Yeah.
But that's why in the mafia there's a rule that you don't fuck anybody else's wife for stuff just like this.
Yeah.
Because it would
that's
give
why.
him motivation to clip you. Then
Right.
It's not a respect thing or anything.
It's not a
just
respect.
It's like,
No,
what?
it's a way. These old timers really, it was their way of like doing clean business.
Yeah.
In like a murderous world.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, what, that burnt toilet paper meant nothing to you?
Is he fucking a Jew's wife?
Well, you're talking about the making ceremony. Do your fans know that?
What?
Yeah, I just
The burnt toilet paper?
Yeah.
It's burning a saint.
Yeah. It's on toilet paper?
No.
Well, that's what they did when they needed a makeshift do it. When like they were
in prison. Maybe.
Yeah.
But what they do is they burn a saint
Okay.
during the making when somebody becomes a made member.
Okay. Right. So let's start.
Are you guys mad at me?
No, I just want to start. Mike, this is all.
like you guys are mad at
the
me.
show's outlined.
Okay. All right. I didn't know.
We're starting the saga now.
I didn't know you were on Adderall. Go ahead.
No.
He's coming down from
Dealing with
that.
the calm down.
Dude, it was so funny. Like he was like texting me notes about the show at like 8 a.m. And I was
great.
like, "Did you go to bed, bro?" Like I saw Deb did new coupons at like 3 a.m. that already had 60 likes.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing about there's no drug policy. Is there a no drug
there
policy
is.
in your podcast or no?
Not really. Matt loves crystal meth and
You're a drug
No,
guy?
I'm always high.
Are you a comic?
Yeah.
man?
Yeah. I say that though, like I do more open mics.
How many years have you been doing it?
7 years.
7 years?
Yeah,
Okay,
I
that's
started
all
in Arizona. I moved here like 4 years ago.
Very cool. Plus, guys not being made into
Mm-hmm.
the thing. Like those old time guys, like were very hesitant to make new guys.
Yeah.
You know, these long periods of like being associates before they were made members, and you know, that kind of stuff builds up over the years.
Yeah.
And you know, just like in comedy.
Well, it's funny to see the parallels of comedy. I mean, there's people who like there are people who get made too early. You know, there are like a lot of Christopher Moltisantis in comedy.
Yeah, like hotshot
handed to them.
guys who don't put their time in, and
then we're like, these kids don't respect nothing. yeah.
That's pretty much what comedy is now.
Yeah.
These YouTube stars, they get out there and they don't have an act and they make millions of dollars. And
Dude, it's so,
what
it's
about
so fun.
us who are grinding every night?
Right. That's what you are. You're like the epitome of like an old school, you know, joke writer, comic. But imagine like The newer rank is people who come in and they're like, "There's too many fucking white men here," and they've been doing comedy like 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
We need to get rid of all the fucking white men and dismantle the power structures. I did fucking 50 first jokes, and I go up and I do my set. Or no, the girl before me goes up and she goes, "Yeah, white men are on their way out."
Right.
She's like, "White male comics are on their way out." And then now I don't know if this was to both of us or just the guy next to me, but I'm sitting next to another white guy that she knows, and she gives us the finger.
Oh.
And this is the fucking world that we live in. He's fucking disrespectful. I said, "You fucking twat," and I got up and I smacked her in the face right at the Bell House. I fucking poured beer on her head.
Did you know her?
Bottle over it.
Did you know her?
I didn't know her before.
She gave
that.
you the finger or the guy?
I don't know if it was to both of us or to just him, but it might have been to both of us.
That's crazy.
Which I think, which is
were there white
insane.
males in the crowd? Maybe she should have given the finger to them too.
Yeah, she should have. No, because she was like, white male comics are on their way
white
out.
male comics.
Yeah, and it's like, then why don't we give? I go, you want my fucking 10, 15 at the comic strip? You pry it out of my dead hands, you fucking cunt. Anyway, this is just the world.
Well, maybe we are on our way. Maybe she was right, and we'll reappear on
We're
Twitter.
not on our way out.
We're gonna be repackaged on Twitter or something that's faceless, like Sirius XM is good for us because there's no skin color to a voice.
You could write for a show.
They can take our careers, but they can never take our podcasts.
You can't write for a show because they go through the writers' rooms and find out who's who.
Oh,
so that's done.
You know, I was just thinking.
You think you're gonna skate by in a writer room? No, you're not.
Associated with me. Yeah, people are like, there's too many white male comics. There's too many young, like black mediocre comics that are going to get writing jobs before me and show up 20 minutes late with a fucking big shiny watch.
Wow.
Stop saying that.
I enjoy it.
We had this conversation already.
Oh, what's that?
Every time I say something problematic, he goes, "Jesus Christ."
I love it.
Well, he's trying to protect himself. I get that.
I'm just giving people the
No, he's got to go down with the ship. If he wants a piece of our Patreon, he's got to pledge his loyalty.
This is going on Patreon?
We do bonus episodes on it. Yeah, come on, Mike.
But I want to wet my beak.
Yeah.
That's a mob term, by the way. I figured it was great. But no, this quickly became another podcast. That's what I like about it. It took a left turn.
Oh yeah.
But what was I going to say about the
white men's
the white male comics?
It's actually our show is just disguised as a mafia podcast. But then
It's a mafia podcast. Once you get rolling,
get a more modest watch.
You know how when
it's a white male,
Mike, you know how when the feds are listening, they have to talk for 5 minutes.
That's really funny.
Yeah. So then, so the Genovese family were very heavily into and you know what we got to get rid of. It's just a hate. It's just a white male hate show. It basically is. You're like the protege, Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the new
How could you be
model.
mad at him? He's got such a baby face.
You don't understand. We've had it's a.
I mean, the equipment did fail halfway through the podcast, so that's a good reason. But it's like
I'm trying to groom him into like a soldier, and I'm not sure how long it's going to take.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he does have moments where he like kind of lets the evil out, but then he'll do shit like that where he's like, "Oh my god, did we just say that on our show that 2,000 people listen to?"
Oh man, I
well,
love
2,000
it.
people listen to it now, but if you get something, they'll
It's closer to 3. It's closer to
3,000 people listen to it now, but if you get something, the way it is today, they'll go through all of your tweets, they'll go through all of your podcasts, and
through it.
to do something to be like, oh, this guy doesn't deserve any of this.
Here's the thing with our fans, Mike. It's a small group of people right now, but some of them have friends, so they tell their other friends about. So I guess I was making the joke that
it's like the internet.
Yeah, I was making the joke that our listeners don't have friends.
Oh, they don't.
Only a small percentage of them have friends.
Share it with a friend.
Anyway, yeah. So now,
sad.
So now a new character comes into our epic story, and it's mob soldier Nicodemo, Little Nicky Scarfo. He's the guy we talked about in the beginning who killed the longshoreman with the. Was it a butter knife?
Butter knife, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. It takes a lot to kill somebody with a butter knife.
That's a great story.
But it's like he's banished to Atlantic City. And it's like he's a low-level soldier banished to Atlantic. The only reason I think he was kept alive because he has cousins who are high-ranking members of the Bruno organization.
Okay.
La Piccolo brothers.
Yeah.
So I think they were his cousins and they protected him from being killed.
Right.
But otherwise he would have been killed, I think. Even on Bruno's watch, he would have been killed. So
Sure.
he's banished to Atlantic City, which is a nothing.
But what's
city.
funny about that?
But that just gives everybody hope in the comedy world too. Like he's a low-level soldier that gets banished to a dead town.
A dead town, yeah.
And then a couple of years later, through a crazy turn of events, he becomes the boss of the family.
Yeah. That's just
so never give up, kids.
Right.
If you're listening.
Right. You might be in a guy's living room in Astoria doing a podcast, but things could turn around, you know?
Things could really turn. You could be, the president of show business the next day.
Yeah. Mike just did the Tonight Show, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congrats.
But
thank you.
That's funny.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, we'll play some at the end. Anyway, all right.
Then cut it off like I'm being killed. Cut it off 2.5 minutes in like I'm being murdered.
But anyway, so Scarfa, yeah, that's such a great image to me. The guy's banished to Atlantic City. It's a shithole little beach town. He's probably on the boardwalk, like mad, like trying to shake down one of those caricature artists or something.
Yeah. Somebody flying a kite.
He's like, I get 10% of every funny face you draw.
Yeah,
understand?
It's like Atlantic City before gambling, so there's no gambling, so there's no money down there. Basically, it's a dead sea town.
Yeah. Now I also think he didn't. He was 5'6",
right,
and he didn't come from any kind of money.
No,
right?
not he didn't come from. He was poor, but he was his background. Like he was a boxer for a while.
He was a boxer for a little bit, yeah.
So
and then
I think those guys, a lot of them came up. Boxing was a main sport back then, and he didn't. But a lot of these guys went to the military.
Yeah,
which actually made them better mafia soldiers. Actually, come to the military, teaches you to kill, teaches you like firearm, like discipline, all this stuff that you need for a successful criminal organization. Nice. So these guys come out of that.
Coming from the military.
And then they...
Well, Matt's from the military, and his fucking equipment failed halfway through.
Wow. I'd never want to get on a chopper.
But the Air Force, yeah. That's why. One time I made fun of him, and his girlfriend was like, he's a veteran, you watch your mouth. And I was like,
She loves me so much.
Yeah, but he's, the Air Force.
Well, my father was in the Air Force, so thanks for having me on. My father's in the Air Force. That's a legitimate. Did you fly? What did you do?
No, I was just enlisted. I was a computer guy,
right?
Computer systems administrator.
Well, you could say that cooler. You could be like drone strikes.
Yeah, that's what he's. He always
his job was finding all the child pornography.
Yeah, I got Chris Kyle his Google.
Did you really?
No, I mean. But
I thought it was when serious.
Well, I was deployed in 2008, 2009, and I was like in Qatar. And when Marines came back,
I didn't know that
for their R&R, it's a safe zone, you know, but it's like forward deployed.
Okay.
So when they come back, they like have fun on our base, and I ran computer systems administration.
And he put on a wig like Bugs Bunny and danced for them.
Yeah. How's it going, true fighters?
How old are you?
Some entertainment for the boys. Please welcome Pat Patricia Anderson.
Hey, boys. How's it going? I'm 31. 31, yeah.
You're like the same age, right, Mike?
Yeah, I'm going to be 31 soon.
I'm 32.
You guys are young, man.
I think I'm actually 32. I just turned 32. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you did.
I forgot. I literally forgot.
I tried to do a joke last night about I only know one trans person, but I knew her when she was identifying as a guy. When she was a guy, she was a fucking asshole.
Right.
She was just kind of the worst. Now she's super happy. So now when life gets me down, I'm like, am I a woman? Would this line at the post office be easier if I cut my dick off?
That's great.
Ooh.
The other woman, the woman inside of me.
Right. But I don't think so. I don't know. That's a lot. Yeah.
I never even considered that, actually.
Yeah.
As a thing, with problems or whatever, depression.
Right.
It's like that's a great joke, though.
Nice.
I really is. But I've never even been like, hey, am I a woman?
No, that thought's never entered my head. Yeah.
Am I gay? That's been
sure.
Right.
Am I gay?
Right. And then I just drink and I throw something at the wall.
I just punch stuff and then I go, I'm not gay.
Yeah. Anyway, where was I? Welcome to the Am I Gay podcast.
Am I Gay? This is a podcast. That's a great way a podcast starts as organized crime and then just devolves into other topics.
I love that we're a white supremacist podcast, but only after 10 minutes.
You guys are an alt-white podcast.
Dude, I bet you could
You
hide.
tricked me on.
Yeah.
You've tricked me on by going, these immigrants are taking our jobs, right? I got to go. It's like 4 minutes. I got to get dressed.
Okay, cool.
To go 2 spots.